And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
I am a real American.
Breaking news in Lancaster, where a gunman hid and opened fire at a sheriff's station.
And a deputy was hit and wounded. CBS 2's Cara Finstrom is live at the scene this morning at Jackman Street and Sierra Highway with the latest on the search for the suspect that continues this morning. Cara.
It does, Suzanne. The sheriff's department here not yet releasing any information about who they think this shooter may be. That search still underway. We do know that the deputy who was wounded is now at home with his family in good spirits. We're told he was treated and released from the hospital. Behind us here, just beyond those gates, that's where everything took place shortly before 3 in the afternoon yesterday. And here's part of the deputy's call for help.
Take a shot from the north of Lancaster outside. In the right shoulder.
That's the voice of 21-year-old Deputy Angel Reynosa, who had just been shot. He was walking to his car, was right outside the station when he was ambushed. Fortunately, sheriff officials say he was hit in the shoulder and not seriously wounded. He had been working here only about 3 months. Reynosa quickly told deputies he thought the shots had come from a 4-story complex across the street, and the tactical team surrounded and swarmed it. Some of the complex's apartments house people who are dealing with mental illness, and Lancaster's mayor immediately voiced his concerns about it towering over the sheriff's station. Sheriff officials have not said whether or not they think the suspect lives there. Right after the distress call, deputies ran out to help.
It's a building filled with people who are being treated for mental illness. Of course it's a concern. Of course it's insanity to allow such a facility to exist in that particular location.
About 80 people living in the building were taken by buses to a Red Cross evacuation center. The SWAT team was done sweeping through it by about midnight. We have not yet gotten any kind of a suspect description from detectives. Now, the mayor also said that it was very fortunate the deputy had not yet taken off his bulletproof vest. Marco Suzanne, he said that he was about to do that, and if he had, the situation could have been much worse.
Good morning, everybody. It's CSAP, your Common Sense American Patriot, with the Common Sense Politics Show. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'm not live streaming this show today because a couple different things. First and foremost, a deputy sheriff here in Lancaster, California, where I live, was shot yesterday, ambushed by a gunman who fired from his apartment complex into the parking lot of the sheriff's station, wounding the deputy. And thank God that he is already at home with his family recovering. So he survived the attack, and they were unable to get the subject. They don't know who did it. As of now, they're not releasing anything besides they do not have the suspect in custody. I went to bed last night hearing reports that they actually had the shooter in custody. So unfortunately, that news is turned out to be false, and they do not have the shooter in custody, and that as of now he's at large and the police are releasing nothing else. So that was kind of a big thing. So I really want to talk about this shooting and my local community and just what's going on in California and just in this nation altogether. It's just a very, very sad time. Our police, like I've been saying here multiple times, that we have no respect for law enforcement anymore. Mental illness is another big issue that I'll be getting into again with this tragic event that happened yesterday into last night. That mental illness, the anti-police rhetoric, we need to change as a culture in this country, or we are going to be in some serious, serious trouble. Police are not going to want to police anymore. We got Gavin Newsom, who's already tying their hands here in California, making all kinds of restrictions on them, making their jobs and lives even more hard and more miserable, and being shot at, no respect. Why is anybody going to want to become a police officer anymore? And I don't blame you if you don't want to be a police officer anymore. We need to change this culture in our country. We need to change it fast, or we are going to have absolute lawlessness in our streets. And if you think crime is bad now, just wait until the police stop policing. And that's where we're heading. We're really heading to just an outlaw system where it's just going to be a free-for-all, and crime is going to just go rampant. So this whole situation's a little strange. They built a giant 4-story apartment complex that houses mentally ill people. I don't know the exact details on it, but the mayor has said that that's exactly what's in there. I've always drove by there, and I kind of already thought of that. Like, man, why did they build apartments so high around the police station like that? It just didn't seem safe to me, and that now here we are. And on top of it, houses mentally ill people. So having mentally ill people next to the sheriff's station on a 4-story building, yeah, probably not the best idea to have there. Somebody didn't think that through. So I can't blame the mayor for this problem right here, because this was the previous mayor's doing, and this is where we're at. So hopefully it changes some things. Hopefully it opens the mayor's eyes and some things get changed here. So but this is where I am going to knock the mayor. So the day before the shooting happened here, I'm going to pull it up right here. He put out a post saying the crime rate here in Lancaster is dropping. And I don't know if I can't read right, but here's where we're at. Homicides are up 40% over the year. Rape is down 12%. That's good, but just down a little bit. Aggravated assaults up 18%. Robberies up 35%. How does this guy come out here and claim that crime is down? These are all violent crimes. Rape is just down just a tiny bit, which is good. But all these other violent crimes are up 40% in homicide. How are you saying that our town is safer? And then here, burglary. The decline in burglaries can be attributed to several recent efforts: hybrid policing model, neighborhood watch support, addressing homelessness, increased use of home security systems, blah, blah, blah. Burglaries are down because of Proposition 47. That's the only reason. Our response time for the sheriffs out here, if you call for theft, a burglary, something like this, if it's even $1,000, you're calling them and we'll be there in 3 hours. Forget it. Burglaries are underreported. This is why burglaries are down, because nobody's reporting it. And if you do, hey, we'll be there in 3 hours. Yeah, never mind. Don't worry about it. Thanks. I can see where your priorities are. And I'm not blaming the police department, but I am blaming everything else going on. What we need to fund more police in our town, in our city. We need more programs, more police. We need to crack down. 40% increase in homicides. I don't think that's crime going down, Mr. Mayor. Larceny theft is down by 3%. Auto theft and arson is up 78%. According to the sheriff department, fires are commonly ignited by the homeless. So yes, we have a ton of homeless out here. Ton of homeless. It's just, I can't believe he even said that crime is going down with these statistics here. I mean, I don't know if I missed that day in school of reading comprehension for graphs, but to me, that is crime not going down. And the very next day after he put out that ridiculous post that crime in our city is going down, a police officer was shot. So it's just absurd for the mayor to even try to spin it that crime rate is going down here in Lancaster when it's not, as you just saw, a deputy sheriff was shot. So like I said, that's why I'm not live streaming today, because I'm focusing on a very local issue, but it's deep to me. I mean, I got my thin blue flag up. I respect and I love every police officer that goes out there and fights for us and fights for our community. But we need to give them the resources to do their jobs. We can't be having crimes running rampant. We can't be passing these propositions. We can't have Gavin Newsom coming out here and tying our police hands up. We need to do something about this, voters. Get out there and vote. Stop voting for these policies and for these people that lock our police and tie their hands down. We need to start doing real policing out here, jamming up these criminals and getting them off our street. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick of the anti-police rhetoric. And I hope they find this scumbag that ambushed these police and got them. So for the last part of my show today, I was at the fair last night and I was working the Republican booth, trying to get people registered to vote, talking about local candidates and local policies and things going on here in our local community. And I had a couple good debates. I talked to Dino, the Bernie Sanders supporter, and Erik Olson, who's running for an assembly district seat out here in California. And they were pretty good debates. Dino, he didn't really have much. He's a diehard Bernie Sanders supporter, but he didn't really know too much. Erik Olson, on the other hand, actually had a lot of pretty good ideas, some good talk. And I agreed with actually a lot of his things he said, which is funny. This is what I've said multiple times here on this show, is that a lot of people are actually conservative, but they have no idea that they are. And Erik Olson was talking a lot of conservative values that I agree with, but he's just progressive because he believes in socialized medicine and a lot of free things. But it's kind of hard to be a conservative and still want to be progressive. I don't know. People's minds are all over the place, but that's what I tell people anyways, is vote your heart, vote what you believe in, and go from there. That's all I ask. I'd rather you do that than just vote on a party line. But so check it out. Here's the debate clips I put together, and I will be back with you tomorrow with a live stream and maybe a little bit more debates that I find at the fair. Anyhow, that's all I got for you guys today, so check out the debates. I'll talk to you later. I love you, and I love this country. All right, here we go. I'm back. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm back. I got a Bernie Sanders supporter. What's your name, Bernie?
Dino
and CSAP. Common Sense American Patriot. Jeremiah Westbrook here with Dino.
Okay, I'm too buzzed to understand what you said, but go for
That's
it.
cool. I'm good.
All right, go for it. Okay, one reason you don't like him.
One reason I don't like...
Don't say communist or socialist. There's more,
Don't say communist, socialist. That's what he wants.
Okay.
Dino. That's his main platform.
Okay, in your mind, what's one thing that makes him a communist or socialist that he wants to do?
Universal health care for all?
Okay, you think that's communist, socialist?
That's socialist.
Okay.
That's socialist medicine, yes.
Okay, my point of view is this.
I'm completely open-minded. So let's go.
No, it's cool. It's so cool. Okay.
This is Dino right here.
I'm Dino. I'll give you my card. But anyways,
I'll give you my card too. I'll bring it out in a second. All right, let's go, Dino.
All right,
Bernie.
All right, listen.
Bernie for president.
When you put the cops, you don't have to worry about a bill. When you call the fire department, you have to worry about a bill. Same thing with medical insurance. And
What are you talking about? We don't have to worry about bills. Do you work?
Oh yeah. No, dude.
I work too, and I pay a lot of taxes for that.
Okay, exactly. Property taxes.
A lot of taxes.
Property taxes come based on cops. I pay property taxes. Trust me, I really do.
Yeah, me too. Too much.
Okay. But the thing is, it's covered. The same thing goes. All he wants to do is cut out the middleman.
Okay.
And that's basically it.
Okay.
Why is he doing it? Why is he running for office? Because he's been fighting for us for a long time. Okay. It's not because he wants to gain anything. Go to any webcam.
How many laws has Bernie Sanders got signed and put into law?
Oh, dude. Okay, we'll go more into more detail about this.
0. But that's
No. I'm not going to detail
Okay,
about
that's
it.
fine.
All right. I'm saying.
But let's stick to let's stick to universal health care. Okay.
Okay. I think it's a good thing. Okay, because middleman will be cut out. Be a percentage, so you're already paying into something else.
Okay.
It's insurance that rich people don't want you to get into. In other words, is the 401k, for instance.
Yeah.
Okay. You should not have to pay into that if the government paid up what your insurance is supposed to get. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, it's supposed to be a cost of living. You're not getting that. But instead, they much rather have you buy 401ks, you know, for retirement that might or might not be there.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll talk later, man.
Well, no. Wait. We're debating,
All right,
right?
Go, hang on. Real quick.
So we were talking about.
I know I got sidetracked.
Yeah, we were talking about healthcare, and you went on the 401k.
I got sidetracked.
Which is okay. Okay, so here's my rebuttal.
Go for it.
Why does everybody in the world come to America for healthcare?
Why does everybody work on me? I have no idea, dude.
Because we have the greatest healthcare in the world. I wanted to whisper in his ear at the end that Elizabeth Warren's beating him. Jeremiah CSAP Westbrook, Common Sense American Patriot, with Erik Olson.
Hello.
Running here for Assembly District 36 here in California. Why are you running, Erik?
I'm running because I read the Wall Street Journal report that PG&E knew for years that their lines could cause wildfire damage.
I'm going to stop you there. I agree with this guy.
They didn't do anything about it. They continued to pay out dividends to shareholders, right? Then they burned down the whole town of Paradise, kill 85 people. And then this current legislature passed a $21 billion fund that bails them out. Half will be paid directly by us.
Okay, let's just stop there for a second. I don't know if it's fair to say that PG&E killed them. Their neglect
caused a fire that created loss of life.
I'm kind of agreeing with you there.
Okay.
I'm kind of agreeing with you there. But however, you know Jerry Brown created a lot of policies that protected PG&E.
Right, there was a lot of deregulation of the utilities overall.
Okay, so housing crisis. So the housing crisis, okay, what do we do about the housing crisis? Because that is a major issue.
Okay, I'll tell you. What we need to do is do the partial repeal of Prop 13 that tells commercial developers that you should pay your property taxes. That way, we reduce the burden from the developers. We put the community fees onto the developers, and we make it so expensive for them to even want to build in California, so they don't do it.
Okay, we already have a major housing crisis, so why do you want to create it a harder circumstances for them to build?
No. Right
Damn
now,
laws. That
right
didn't
now,
make sense.
because of Prop 13, commercial buildings only pay taxes on 1% of their purchase price, right? If you remove that, they pay their property taxes. If they pay their property taxes, those community fees get paid that way. Right now, they're not getting paid, so we ask developers, you need to pay the burden of these community fees. It makes it too expensive to develop into California, so they don't do it. So what I'm saying is, if we repeal the partial repeal of Prop 13, we take these fees away from the developer and make it cheaper for them to develop, to encourage them to do it.
That sounds like a Republican stance to me, personally.
Well,
like less government, less restrictions, less regulations. Let's build. Let's grow our economy. Am I wrong?
The Republicans are the one fighting it, though.
Well, that's kind of crazy. Usually Republicans should be, conservatives should be less government, more freedoms, less regulations, let businesses grow, let businesses build. You know, that's a big argument about, the Trump tax cuts, is that, these corporations got all these tax cuts, but they forget to remember that the corporations, once they get cash flow and money in hand, then they're able to grow in jobs growth, and that's why we have such a low unemployment rate. And now Trump is talking about payroll taxes. So now that we got the businesses and the economy to grow, we now have a chance to actually have payroll tax cuts just strictly for the working class citizens. What do you think about that?
Well, look, what I'm talking about with the partial repeal, then we have accountability of where the taxes are actually coming from. We don't need to pass special gas taxes or other taxes or all these taxes that we're putting back onto people.
Okay, let's stop there. So you know why they do these special taxes, right, Eric?
Yeah, because they're not bringing in enough revenue from where they should be.
How are we not bringing enough revenue from California? Because you know why? Because we passed a proposition that it takes 2/3 votes to approve increased taxes here in California. But the California legislation has figured out if we do these special taxes like gas tax that we're getting smashed on here in California, that they don't need the 2/3 votes. They only need 50% approval rating to win. And now they take those gas taxes and move them into the slush fund of the general fund.
It's wrong.
Right?
It's wrong.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. So, but we make so much, like right now, there's so much revenue in California. That's what Gavin Newsom keeps preaching about. There's such a surplus in California. Why do we need to keep increasing taxes?
Right. If he can spend $21 billion to bail out PG&E, if there's a $20 billion rainy day fund, and there's a $20 billion surplus, why are we 44th in spending on education? Why are our roads still not fixed?
Holy dude, I kind of agree with you. Listen, we're like 49th in K through 12 education, right?
Yes, I do. I'm very well aware.
Do you know what correlates with that though, Eric?
Well, we're getting a lot of bribes from the charter
illegal immigration.
I think that the charter...
Tell me it's not.
The charter lobby has got a stronghold on the government and the school system.
Maybe a little, but tell me it's not illegal immigration.
I don't think it is.
Do you know California is the #1 in illegal immigration?
I don't think that's why we're 44th in spending on education. The reason we're 44th in spending on education is because there's no political will.
You're telling me California does not care about their children?
They're not putting up the money. They're letting the charter lobby dictate what we do.
It's kind of hard. When we have... It's kind of hard when you have schools. Okay, so no state can withstand the amount of illegal immigration that's coming in here. I'm all for immigration, but legal immigration. But when you have illegal immigration, do you know it's like almost 1,700 people a day crossing the border?
I don't know if those numbers are true. I'll look into it.
Pull up my website. I promise you, I got it. It's about 1,700 people a day, especially right now. That's the increase in numbers. 1,700 people a day crossing the border. What do you believe the actual statistics are on illegal immigrants in this country?
I don't know what the statistics are, but I agree with you if you want to have secure borders. I think everybody wants secure borders.
I can't lie. I kind of like this
Not
guy.
everybody.
I do. How about you?
I do.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. I do too. Hey, but this guy's not too bad. He's not too bad. He's open-minded. I'm good with that. Okay, but when you're talking about illegal immigration just flooding into this country, these people, they don't speak English because obviously their primary language is Spanish. So now you have all these people flooding into the country. They don't speak English, so we have to make special programs to educate them. Not on top of all the roads, the class sizes are being misconstrued, all these different things that are happening due to illegal immigration. And it's not that I don't agree that these people want better lives for themselves, because I don't blame them. But no society can sustain that. So you're telling me that doesn't create that we're 49th through K through 12 education because of charter schools?
I'm saying immigration isn't the reason that we're 49th K through 12, 44 overall.
Okay, so
I'm saying,
so you're saying
you want to
one second. So you're saying that it's charter schools that are pushing us to 49th in the union for K through 12 schooling, not illegal immigration.
I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, we're going to agree to disagree on that one, but okay. So you're progressive. So do you believe in socialized medicine?
Yeah, I think if you need to see a doctor, you should be able to see a doctor.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay, why does everybody in the whole world come to America for medicine?
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Everybody comes here.
That is
Canadians
from Canada comes here
for elective
because they can't get their
procedures.
No, because they can't get heart
That's not
surgery.
true.
They come here.
That's not true.
People
in Canada
Trust me,
get
I know
heart
it. It's
surgery.
true.
It's true.
I got a lot of friends.
How do you know it? What's
A
your
lot
source?
of friends that did it, dude.
Canada.
They came here, brought their checkbook, and wrote a check because they were at the end of the line and
They
they were
come
80
here
years
from
old.
Canada.
They come here from Canada because they're too
show 'em
old.
what's true.
They're at the back of the list.
And they come
They're going to
here.
die because they can't get medical. They come here.
Do you like the DMV?
Okay, bye-bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Do you like the DMV, Eric?
We're way off topic.
We kind of are, but do you like the DMV?
Who likes going to the DMV?
Because it's government-run program. It's terrible.
Do you like the military?
I actually do like the military.
Well, it's a government-run program. It's great.
You actually kind of got me there. But there is a lot of wasteful spending in the government.
I agree.
In the military, too.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
But you kind of got me here. But I'm an open-minded guy. Like, that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, when I started this conversation, I'm not one of these crazy. I'm not a far-right lunatic. But I like to have common sense conversations.
Hey, we all do.
Hey, man. And I've had a great talk with you. Any other last words you want to say? Vote for you, obviously.
Vote for me. Look at Tom Lackey's voting record and decide for yourself.
I like Tom Lackey. I'm going to vote for Tom Lackey. But this guy's pretty open-minded, and we kind of agree on a couple things. PG&E, yeah, got a lot of help from Jerry Brown there. But
yeah, your time's coming.
So there we go. Good luck, Eric.
Thank you.
I wish you the best. Good talking with you. Thank you for watching my show today. If you've missed any other episodes, you can check them out right there. You can also follow me on Facebook, or you can follow me right there on Twitter. Share me and help me get my reach as far as we can, because we are going to keep America great.